So Katherine Wintsch, she is the founder and CEO of the Mom Complex, and she is an expert on motherhood. She's an internationally acclaimed consulting company, or she started it, and she's been featured on the Today Show, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Fast Company, and she's a regular blogger for the Huffington Post and Working Mother magazine. While her 2 young children don't always listen to her, many of the nation's leading Fortune 5 companies do, such as Kellogg's, Johnson and Johnson, and Walmart. She's been honored with the Advertising Women of New York's Changing the Game Award. She's been named one of Ad Age's 40 Under 40, that's awesome, Business Insider's 30 Most Powerful Women in Advertising, and she's going to share with us today how to crack the code with millennial moms by understanding what pain points they are wishing brands would solve for them. So let's welcome Katherine to the Path to Purchase stage.
I'm a mom, and I feel guilty because I couldn't have more children.
I'm a mom, and I don't know the answer to 90% of the questions my children ask me.
I'm a mom, and my daughter told me last week that we don't have that close of a relationship.
I'm a mom, and I have 2 tattoos.
I'm a mom, and I can pee in a public restroom holding a baby without touching anything.
I'm a mom, and my kid's dad is fighting cancer.
I'm a mom, and I don't want my son to miss out on anything because he has 2 dads.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom, and I don't always want to talk about my child.
I'm a mom, and sometimes I need someone to listen to me.
I'm a mom, and I love to go clubbing.
I'm a mom, and I'm adopted. So my son is the first person I've ever been able to look at and say, wow, he has my eyes. I'm a mom, and I have clothes all over the house.
I'm a mom, and my son died when he was 16 years, 4 months, and 3 days old. I'm a mom, and I'm only as happy as my saddest child.
I'm a mom, and I despise goodnight men.
I'm a mom, and I hate breastfeeding.
I'm a mom, and I love my kids. That's it.
The lives of mothers are so much bigger than the products they put inside of shopping carts. And I believe that all too often we study consumers through a telescope when what we need to be doing is studying humans through a microscope. When we get lost in PowerPoint presentations and reams of research and personas, I know you love your personas, we miss the details, the defining details of a mother's life that make all the difference in the world and her loyalty towards you. So today we're going to put aside the KVIs and the POPs and the ELPs and the EDLPs, and we're going to look at what it really looks like to be a mother today. You may think you know, but 3 out of 4 mothers in the United States say companies have no idea what it's like to be a mother. Said differently, 75% of the human beings who control 85% of all household purchases say you don't understand what it's like to live their life. The good news is it's not your fault. Mothers are the problem because mothers lie. They show up to traditional research settings like focus group facilities, and they say they have everything under control, their husband's incredibly helpful, they eat broccoli 3 meals a day, and they always recycle. They lie. So that's the good news, you're off the hook. The bad news is you have to work harder, you have to try harder to understand the truth, because they will not willingly tell you that they're overwhelmed, that they are exhausted. At the Mom Complex, we believe that there is a better way to understand mothers and a better way to drive innovation for those individuals. We throw opinion parties instead of focus groups. We use a passion and pain research app instead of surveys. And we put on immersive experiences for CPG companies and retailers and moms to all hold hands and solve problems together. And when we do this, we're able to see beneath the surface. Because I'm not going to stand up here today and tell you what's above the surface, that we love our children, that we want the best for our families, that we're working our rear ends off to get it all done. You already know that. I'm going to spend my time talking about what lives beneath the surface. And my hope, my mission in life is that you understand how hard it is to be a mother, and that inspires you to drive game-changing innovation that will make the lives of mothers easier and improve your bottom line at the same time. So, what does it look like beneath the surface? This is the aggregated data from our Passion and Pain research app that shows what it's like to be a mother in the United States of America. When I look at this chart, I see that there is clearly a lot more pain than there is passion. So if you're a mother, this is what your day is going to look like today. Welcome to motherhood. This is what your day is going to look like tomorrow. So as a mother or as a marketer, we have to stop assuming that this chart is the inverse of this, that it's all rose-colored glasses and kittens and everybody's happy and we have a few hiccups. We have a lot of hiccups, and you can help us with those. The number one pain point of mothers in the United States of America is dinner time. And the thing that sucks about dinner time is it happens every day. So you can nail it on Tuesday, and you got to figure it out again on Wednesday. This is my daughter, Layla. And even when you get it right, this was a healthy meal. It's pork chops, corn, and watermelon. Why is this so hard? I left work on time. I was a good mom. I did this. I put good food on the table, and it's met with that face. Great. She says that Polly's pork chops down the street, my friend, are better than mine. So even when you do it right, it's still really, really hard. I am not alone. The average mother makes 250 food decisions a day. And that's not even counting if your child has a deathly peanut allergy or your husband's gluten-free, and you got to figure all that out. So the job description of being a mother is hard, and it's filled with pain points. The second thing I want to share with you is that on top of these pain points, we also have extraordinary expectations for the job that we should be doing as a mother. So when you first become a mother, your expectations are so high. I'm going to make all my own baby food. I'm going to catch them before they ever fall. I'm going to nail this operation. Luckily, over time, your expectations come down. And most of us would say if our children are alive at the end of the day, we're putting that in the win column. At the same time, your competence, your experience is so low. You know nothing about how to do this. But your experience increases over time. So you do move to the right-hand side of this chart, but the left-hand side of this chart, how many of you have ever read Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now? Yes. The left-hand side of this chart is technically the definition of human suffering. When the expectations that you have for your life exceed your ability to achieve those expectations, you suffer. Great, this is exciting. So, luckily, as a mother, you do move to the right-hand side of this chart, but guess what? The perfect mom paradox comes back over and over and over again every time you are forced as a mother to deal with something that you've never had to deal with before. So you figure out baby land, and then your children start going to school, and there's room mothers and parents and field trips and t-shirts and twin days and spirit weeks, and you're really overwhelmed. And then your child becomes a teenager, and they start driving and talking about sex, and oh my God, I don't know how to do this. My mother is still a mother. She's at the top of the chart, still doesn't have it all figured out. So, a lot of stress and a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves. So the job's hard. We make it harder by having such extraordinary expectations. So where does that leave us? Several years ago, we threw opinion parties in 17 countries around the world. We wanted to uncover the one emotion that all moms have in common. Spoiler alert, it's not joy, it's not love, it is doubt. More specifically, it is deep-seated self-doubt. So I doubt whether I'm doing a good job at the most important job in the world, but more importantly, I doubt whether I can say anything when I feel like I'm doing a bad job. A mother in China said, being a mother is like swimming and learning how to swim at the exact same time. If you're not a mother, right now you might be saying, it's a little dramatic, Katherine, don't you think? Raise your hand if you're a mother and this is what your life feels like. Yes, because this is what it is like. And when I got this quote transcribed from a mother in China, and it came across my desk. I sat on my office floor and I cried until 2 o'clock in the morning because as a mother, I no longer felt alone. I thought I was the only one that didn't know how to figure this operation out. And so I spent the next 4 years researching doubt, understanding how it holds us back as women and mothers, and I wrote a book about it that's coming out in March. And in the book, for anybody who just raised their hand, I'll give away part of the content of the book, and what I talk about is that the demands of a busy life are taxing, but they do not exhaust your soul. All those pain points, they're tiring. They don't exhaust your soul. It is the warped belief that we can and should be doing more that holds us down. So, for the rest of you, if you're not a mother, you might be thinking right now, geez, Katherine, why are we getting so deep? Why are we talking about all this doubt and paradox and everything? Because you all are in the business of selling Doritos and deodorant and dog food to mothers. So why does this matter? It matters because that's not really the business that you're in. You should be in the business of making the lives of mothers easier. And when you do, they will reward you handsomely with their loyalty. So let's talk about millennial moms. The insights that I just shared are true of all moms, but millennial moms are really breaking the mold. And these are the people having all the babies. 8 out of 10 births are to millennials. So if you want to understand moms and drive their loyalty, these are the individuals that you need to study. Motherhood has changed dramatically. 1.0 was June Cleaver, I'm a mom and I'm perfect. Mom 2.0 was the rise of Claire Huxtable and Elise Keaton, and you can have it all, you can work and have a family. But millennials have shown up and said, I'm a mom and I'm human. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying the best that I can. Marked difference from previous generations of mothers. Times have officially changed. We're spending more time at work. 73% of mothers are in the workforce. We also spend more time with our children. Mothers today spend twice as much time with their children as they did in 1965. There's more pressure from social media, everybody judging your choices, more fears. We tend to think millennials are this flippant generation, fly by the seat of their pants. Guess what they're dealing with? School shootings, childhood obesity, cyberbullying, grave issues that have never been seen by any previous generations of mothers. More health concerns and more single parents. 61% of births to millennial women are to unmarried women. 61%. They could have a partner, but they are not married according to the census. So people are going at this differently in this generation. 3 ways that millennial moms are changing the game and breaking the mold. The first way is that they are forced to take on new job descriptions. So the job descriptions of old are on the left. I give hugs, I'm the family shrink, I'm a wardrobe consultant, I'm a librarian, I'm a decorator, I'm a chef, all of those things. But on the right, now moms are short order cooks. Nobody eats the same meal inside of these houses. I'm a screen time supervisor. I'm a social media stalker. I'm a political activist. I am having to answer questions for my children that I was not expecting to answer. These are new job descriptions for this younger generation of moms that you have to take into account these new pressures that are sitting on their shoulders. The second way that millennials are breaking the mold, like I said, is that they're admitting their flaws. So they still have high expectations within the perfect mom paradox. The difference is they're willing to admit it when they're not perfect. We did a study with 5,000 millennial moms across the country, and we asked them on a scale of 1 to 5, where are you in terms of being the perfect mother? 1 is the worst mother that ever lived. 5 is the perfect mother. We were happy to see that millennial moms gave themselves about a 3.5. Okay, good job. Not perfect, but also not failing. But interestingly, we said, but where do you want to be? What's the delta in between where you are and where you want to be? Fascinatingly, not one mother in the entire study put an X on a 5. Not one. Not one millennial mother said, I would like to be the perfect mother. And we said, why not? What's so wrong with being a 5? And one mother said, okay? I get it. Here's my point. Be really careful about how you depict mothers in your marketing. Because not only are they not perfect, do they not want to be perfect, but they hate the women who appear as though they are. Be very careful how you approach perfection in your advertising. These are some things that we took from online. You know, mothers are saying, you know, I tried to do this and I nailed it. So they're trying to achieve that level of perfection, but when they fall short, they're okay telling the internet about it. One of the top trending hashtags among millennial moms is hashtag momfail. Some moms save their kids' artwork in folders or frames. Apparently, I get to enjoy Keegan's for years to come on his carpet. Hashtag momfail. I don't know if you're familiar with Celeste Barber. She mocks all the perfection of all the beautiful women on the internet. She has 4 million Instagram followers. 4 million Instagram followers. This is the first generation in history of mothers that are showing up and saying, I'm not perfect and I'm okay with it. The third and final way that they're breaking the mold is that this is the first generation to treat parenting like a team sport. Dads are stepping up. They are more involved than ever before. They're starting their own blogs. They're starting to stay home. They're changing diapers. Like, good on dad. Dad celebrities are putting interesting messages out there showing that they're sharing the load at home. And so don't just talk to mom. It is a team sport, and it's a unified team. But make no mistake, mom is still the boss. Mainly because we're control freaks and we can't let anybody else help as much as they want to because we're convinced that they're going to mess it up. Yes, okay, one on the front row. There was a Time magazine article on this topic of gatekeeping moms. They're like, I got it, help me with this, help me with this, help me with this, but I got it. And one dad said, I feel like an au pair my wife is always on the verge of firing. So get excited about dads. We need to be thankful for dads, but don't forget, it's still mom who's calling the shots. So looks can be deceiving. When you look at the left side, this is what you hear in traditional research. It's highs, I'm nailing it, there's lots of joy. Millennials are flippant, they always want to be perfect. The lies are on the left, and the truth is on the right. And the truth is, this is a really hard job. And it's okay that it's hard. And if you raised your hand earlier that you are a mother that works in this industry, I am begging you to stand up for the truths on the right side of this slide because you know they're true. This is what your life looks like. And when you've been sitting back and reading about all the perfection in the research studies and focus group reports, you thought you were alone. And you thought you were crazy. But now you know that no mom has this figured out, so don't believe those research reports. Try harder, push deeper, dig deeper to uncover these truths. Because life is messy on the right side of this chart, and it's why shopping now happens in the cracks of our lives. We're so busy, we're so overwhelmed, we're such control freaks that shopping has become this frenetic, crazy experience that fits in between multiple finite events in our life. We hear moms saying, I ordered lipstick at a traffic light. I told Alexa we needed more paper towels. I bought a bathing suit on Instagram on the way to a baby shower. Shopping now fits in the cracks of our lives. It is no longer this luxurious stock-up trip where we're going to get everything we need. It's kind of a mess. So I'm going to share with you 4 trends that you cannot ignore. And these trends represent fundamental shifts that are coming to this industry. Someone in this room is going to solve them. Someone is. Because they're big, huge trends. And when you do, you will be granted permission to step outside of your category lane into the fast lane, onto the super highway, to domination within this category in the same way that a bookstore named Amazon once did. The first trend is survival shopping. This is how moms shop. We shop for survival. And what I mean by that is there is the inability to think beyond 48 hours. Moms tell us all the time, I am 80% prepared today, 60% for tomorrow, and I will worry about the rest when it arrives. So we pop in and out of stores all day, every day, picking up, oh, I need this, oh my gosh, I need this, because the cognitive load is so heavy, we can't deal with it. We have this present tense mindset towards shopping. The other reason that it's survival shopping is because of crap like this. So it's Sunday night, and you've planned out your whole week. You're like locked and loaded. I'm gonna nail this week, got it down. Then you open an email from your daughter's school, and it's like, it's the 100th day of school. Don't forget that tomorrow you need to glue 100 items to a t-shirt for your child and send them to school. And it's like, what in the world? So here I go off to the convenience store, here I go off to the drugstore, here I go off to the mass retailer, because you can't keep up with this stuff. My mother didn't have to deal with this crap. It's unbelievable, the stuff that comes our ways. So one might think for survival shopping that delivery meal kits are really figuring it out, right? Because we're in survival mode, help us survive. Salmon with fennel 2 ways and cauliflower steak? I don't think so. These meal delivery kits that people think are saving the day are a disaster. And here's why. Mothers tell us all the time, someone gifted me a subscription to a meal delivery service. I canceled it after the first try. That's what mothers tell us. Because it was so hard. Nobody's making this food. Empty nesters. Meal kits are for empty nesters who are still in love and they want to cook together. It is not meant for young families who are studying for science tests and gluing 100 items to a t-shirt at the same time. Not for us. So what does help look like in survival mode? Is your store set up for survival mode? Are your products set up for survival mode? What moms tell us is, I want to walk into a retailer and I want them to know that I'm longing for lasagna tonight, and I want them to serve it up in 3 different ways. If you're really hurting, here it is frozen. If you're really, really hurting, here it is already made. You just have to heat it up. But if you're really inspired and you actually have time tonight, cook it yourself. Make it yourself. Different options for different mindsets within survival mode. The second trend that is taking over is what we call this retail roundup. And this is all about cherry picking. So consumers used to cherry pick because of price. Mothers would sit down at their kitchen table with the circular and they'd say, okay, I'm gonna start at the dollar store and then I'm gonna go here because here's where all the sales are. Nope, we don't do that anymore. The new trend is cherry picking for choice. And what used to be a chore is now a choice. And what used to be fear-based is now joy-based. And what we do is we drive all over town picking out our favorite items that we love. Moms are going in 6 different retailers in a week. That's crazy. And this behavior is not only defining what ends up in our pantries, but what ends up on our plate. Moms send us pictures all the time of one meal that required 6 different stops. Because I really love the corn from the farmer's market, and I really love the meat from Whole Foods, and I'll swing by Food Line and pick up the buns. And guess what? Moms, contrary to popular belief, are not complaining about this. Not at all. They complain about dinner. They don't complain about, because they're always in the car, they're always going somewhere, they're always a stone's throw away from a store. So why do we do this retail roundup? 2 reasons. One, the upside. You get the things you love. I love the sour cream and onion pop chips from this store, and I love the honey mustard pretzels. I love these brands that have limited distribution that are always coming out, so we have to cherry pick all over town. But more interestingly is that mothers are doing this to avoid the downside of facing the fury of their family members who don't have their favorites. So just try living with your husband when he doesn't have his favorite Luna bar, or your child who will only eat the certain type of potato chips or the certain type of milk. Our lists have gotten so specific, and we think moms are too busy, too time-strapped to drive all over town, but mothers have to pick their battles, and guess what? They would rather battle the road than their family's frustration. So if you sit in meetings and say, moms want everything in one stop, no they don't. If you say that moms are too busy to drive all over town, then you don't understand mothers. And you don't understand what it's like to be that human who comes home with the wrong food. And you try to get your child to eat a new brand of organic cereal, and they spit it up and throw up all over you, and they vow to never eat organic again. Not worth the risk. I'd rather wait in traffic than do that. So how can you help? These roundup requests are always hitting mom. An email from the school at 10 a.m., don't forget this. 3 p.m., a text from her daughter. We need more gluten-free honey mustard pretzels. You know, a call from her husband. Don't forget my shaving cream. A text from her teenager at 10 o'clock at night. Mom, we're out of Texas toast. They're interrupting mom's day. So as retailers and product manufacturers, how can you help get the list out of mom's head? Because it lives in her head, and mom would say that's a really dangerous place to live, is in her mind. So how can you develop digital tools that help mom get these one-off requests, but send them to her shopping list? Because otherwise she's then just roaming the stores, going through her text messages and emails, trying to figure out what in the world it is that she is supposed to buy. Help her share the load. The third area, a trend, is this digital disconnect. And this one is my favorite. So as mothers, we have been trained for a very, very long time how to shop for groceries. You go up and down the aisle, you browse, you look, you see stuff, you're inspired. The translation of buying basics and then taking that to the internet is not working. This is not the way people shop for these items. We don't shop for food the way we shop for shoes. It doesn't work. And it's why stocking up for basics online has not taken off, because we cannot rectify the difference between walking through the aisles and browsing and pointing and clicking. Moms tell us all the time, please don't expect me to remember the brand of soy sauce that I buy. I don't know the name of it. I know that it's in the aisle and it's on the top and it has a green or a red cap. That's what I know. I don't know the name of my soy sauce. I don't remember that I know how to make zucchini fries until I see zucchini. I don't remember that we're out of dental floss until I see dental floss in the aisle. So this digital translation of shopping for basics has taken away mom's resources. We have taken away her inspiration, the ability to browse. We have taken away the information, nutritional information. Come on, it's usually not even there online. What mother in this day and age is going to buy products that we don't know the nutritional information? The ingredients. I want to turn around the box. I want to see this stuff. The pack size. Moms tell us all the time, I thought I was buying a regular bag of frozen chicken nuggets. Turns out it was this big because you don't know ounces and chicken nuggets. It's not the way we process information. So there has to be a better way. And our recommendation is who is going to be the retailer that allows moms to do virtual browsing. It's time to sync up the screen with her psyche. And the best thing about the digital world is now mom is saying, for whatever retailer is able to do this, don't just give me the cereal aisle, I want the breakfast aisle. And I want to shop for strawberries and Eggos and cereal and pastries and all of that together. Even more so, I want a school lunch aisle. I want to build lunch boxes virtually online. Or I want the teacher appreciation aisle. Or the 100 days of school aisle, whatever it is. But syncing the screen with her psyche is the only way that moms are going to embrace digital shopping for the basics. Last one, crowd-led conversations. New items are always coming out every day. It's exciting, but new can be a nuisance for moms because we don't know what works. We don't know what's tried and true. A mother sent us this recently. Target started carrying native, all-natural deodorant, and on the box it says over 5,000 five-star reviews. That's a crowd-led conversation. That's bringing confidence into the store from the crowd of other women, other mothers. Sephora is crushing it in this area. They set up groups, makeup minimalist, age defiers, dry skin, besides beauty, perfume posse. And in here, moms are saying, try this. This product works. I love this one. This one sucks. Don't use this. And so we're bringing the crowd into the conversation so moms no longer feel like they're going at this alone and that they can make decisions based on what other people are trying all across the country. So, the 4 trends that are going to change this industry that need embracing are survival shopping, retail roundup, this immense digital disconnect, and crowd-led conversations. So, this is the task. Someone's going to solve them, but don't ever forget where they stem from and where they come from. And constantly ask yourself, what type of doubt are we studying? What type of doubt are we uncovering? And how can our products and solutions be the solution for that? And I promise you, when you do this, mothers will reward you handsomely with their loyalty. Thank you.